Welcome back to the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament here live at Grand Canyon University at GCU Soccer Stadium. Michael Potter, Jordan Angeli with you. And Jordan, fourth game of the tournament, second semifinal matchup, and it pits the number 2 ranked Utah Valley Wolverines against the number 6 ranked GCU Lopes. And the Lopes, a crazy game last night. They win it 2-1 over UTRGV in overtime to advance to this semifinal matchup.
And the story in this game really is just that. Can Grand Canyon continue this momentum that they've gained? The first ever tournament that they've got to play in Division I, trying to get that bid into the NCAA tournament, but they're playing a UVU team who was consistent all season long and earned that number 2 seed in the tournament.
Well, a good team victory for the Lopes last night, but it was really Mackenzie Cook scored in the 5th minute and the 95th minute to put the Lopes in this game.
Mackenzie Cook took a hold of this game. She got the ball twice in the attacking third. Her only 2 shots on goal, she put them in the back of the net, and they were not easy finishes. The first one, she beat about 6 players on the dribble, and then the second one, she ran in over behind, dribbled the goalkeeper, and placed it in the back of the net. So Mackenzie Cook with a stellar performance on Wednesday night.
And for the Wolverines trying to get back to the championship game, last time they were there in 2015, they beat Seattle. The Redhawks wait for the winner of this one, so they try to get back there, really trying to ride the hot hand of their goalkeeper, Brooklyn Nielsen.
And Brooklyn Nielsen has been consistent for them all season. They kind of were trying to figure out who is going to be their number 1, and Nielsen has stepped up and has become that person. She's consistent. She's a good shot stopper from point blank, one of the best that her coach has ever seen, and the back line feels really comfortable with back here there. So can she lead this team from the back forward?
Well, the Lopes and the Wolverines coming up from GCU Soccer Stadium. This is the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament on the WAC Digital Network.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Second semifinal of the evening here in the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament. Earlier this evening, Seattle University, the number 4 seed, knocked off the number 1 seed, the Kansas City Kangaroos. And Kangaroos probably feel a little snake bit with the Redhawks. They have knocked them out of the tournament for the last 5 years now. So Seattle waits for the winner of this one. The Utah Valley Wolverines come in 9-11, 5-2 in conference play, the number 2 seed. So this is their first action of the tournament. The Lopes 6-12 with 2 ties, 2-4-1 in conference play. Michael Potter, Jordan Angeli, and Jordan, we talked about in the pregame, can the Lopes ride that wave? A very exciting, kind of an up and down victory the last 4 seconds of regulation and then the OT. Does that give them an edge, give them a ride? We saw the Rouge, we thought they might have come out maybe a little bit flat because they were in town for so long waiting to play. We'll have to see how this one unfolds, but the Lopes hoping to ride that into the championship game.
You'd have to hope that that's their big plan here. They have a little bit of home field advantage as they're hosting. They're still on their non-normal side as they're the lower seed in this game, but you can sense that they've got a little bit more energy coming into this. It's a Friday night matchup. This is a UVU team that they want a little bit of revenge against them too, because they beat them 1-0 in season.
Well, the Wolverines 5-1 in their last 6. They did beat GCU at Utah Valley, just a 1-0 match. We talked to the skipper, the head coach for the Lopes, Derek Leader, and he had said they felt like they were in most of the games this year and felt like they were playing better. They did on Wednesday, but as we talked about, it was really Mackenzie Cook that kind of took the bull by the horn, scored in the 5th, scored in the 95th, and got him out of there with a victory.
And I wouldn't say that that was the performance I probably was expecting from GCU on Wednesday. I thought they were going to come out with a lot better hold of possession, and it'll be interesting to see how they play against this UVU team, because with head coach Chris LeMay, they're a UVU team who likes to keep the ball, and so it's going to be Grand Canyon that has to stop them from doing that.
Underway here in the second semifinal. The winner, a chance for the championship on Sunday against Seattle. The Lopes, of course, in the black jersey tops, Utah Valley in the white with the green. The Wolverines head coach Chris LeMay in his first season, associate head coach at Cal the last 4 years. He's the 4th head coach in Utah Valley history. Derek Leader just in his 2nd season at the helm. He is the 4th head coach in program history as well. Other than Mackenzie Cook for the Lopes, we were wondering a bit about Mila Benedetti. She came up a little lame after a collision, but she looks to be fine playing here.
She definitely was hobbling a little bit after collision late in the game on Wednesday, but she's running all right so far.
And then we talked about Brooklyn Nielsen, the sophomore goalkeeper, and she was trading some time with Sarah Davis. Both were making it difficult on Coach LeMay to decide who to start, but then unfortunately Sarah Davis involved in a car accident and out for the rest of the year, so they turned to Brooklyn Nielsen, and she's been up to the task.
She's done a really good job, and I think that they've been challenged with different adverse situations, that being one of them with the car crash, and there's been some injuries within the Utah Valley squad too that has made it difficult for them to really find who they're going to be this year.
Libby Weber, a left-footed boot. That's going to go out. The Lopes will have a goal kick there. Yeah, they've had some really tough breaks here. Sarah Collister, the ACL injury. Alexis Peterson, an ACL injury. Sheridan Fox, an ACL injury, all out for the year. And the car accident for Davis, a little concussed that she's dealing with, some arm issues. Utah Valley kind of wondering who they upset. All this tragedy striking the squad, but they've played through it and obviously have had a great season, 5-2 in conference play. When they're trying to get it to Cook down the side, kicked out of bounds. Kelsey Smith to Cook. Tried to pass it to herself there. Now Utah Valley on the run out. Trying to get it behind that wall of defenders. They do here. A couple of players hung up. The cross. Keeper coming out, headed, still alive. That boot defended nicely. Frosch was going up to jump for that one. The keeper for GCU, and a redirect on the header kept it alive.
Good job by Grand Canyon of just getting numbers behind the ball and then flying at the ball when Utah Valley tries to get a shot off. They're making it hard in the attacking third, or they did just make it hard for Utah Valley to get any kind of good look on goal.
Stowe going to play it back. Lopes pressuring the ball. Well, in game one of these two semifinal matchups, Jesse Ray got a goal in the 17th minute of play, and it stood up the rest of the way for Seattle U. Hopes winning a battle there. Cook. Gonna send it across, looking for Benedetti. Stowe just gonna boot it out. Thought Cook was gonna maybe go to the right side, but she came back to the middle.
And she was trying to slip a ball through for Benedetti, who was pushing up against the back line, and it ended up being a difficult ball for Lisa Stowe to have to take care of. She ends up putting it over the end line, giving Grand Canyon a good look with a corner kick.
So Cook taking her time setting up there for the first corner kick of the contest. Lets it fly in. Headed out by Utah Valley. They're able to clear it. Hannah Nichols on defense on the ball. We talked about Brooklyn Nielsen, the keeper playing so well for Utah Valley. Blakely Frosch, first team all WAC senior keeper for GCU, having a stellar season.
She really is. She first team all WAC. She only has she's only given up 21 goals, and she's played in most of their games, or I should say 22 now that she gave up one the other night, but she's just a big presence back there. She leads from the back. She's really good vocally, and she takes charge of the back line, which is not one of the most vocal back lines.
All the way across, and Lopes her. A lot of open space down the left side. Kane boots it down. Kane, the one that delivered that ball to Cook, who went in for the game winner in overtime on Wednesday night.
I was thinking Kane was looking for a repeat there. There's a challenge early on in the match. It's a good first touch by Smith, and then Kane all over the back of Smith. It's that little tug there after the ball goes away that I think the referee deemed as a foul. And if Weber can tuck this in towards the 6, it could be a good ball. She goes short.
Two Lopes defenders on DeWall. DeWall able to beat him, cross it, but over the top of the net. Lopes had a defense well, but DeWall made a nice play to even get a shot over there. Brianna DeWall, first team all WAC as well.
She has stats on stats on stats. 9 goals, 6 assists, 4 game-winning goals. Takes their PKs. This is a player who has a lot of class on the ball, and that little spin turn she did there shows just how comfortable she is in tight situations.
Lopez. Oh, and then she gets it out. That's Cook. Does she have another one in her? Tried to get around a defender and a slide tackle. Great play. Streaking back on defense for Utah Valley. Was that Hannah Bruce?
This is Hannah Bruce.
Wow.
Great
she
recovery.
is pumped up.
She is so pumped. She gives a little fist pump to her teammates on the bench.
Did Cook try to get a little too cute, waiting for her to go by? Maybe should have taken a shot earlier. Well, probably didn't have a chance, huh?
It's a really hard angle.
Wow.
If she's going to shoot, she might have to go with her left there.
The corner, entry, goes all the way through. So a great opportunity for GCU. They got the ball to the person they wanted to get the ball to. Mackenzie Cook, but a great recovery. Hannah Bruce, first team all WAC, and you can see why.
What I like about Cook's run is that she comes from the opposite side. Her runs are a little bit different. They have a different bend to them, which makes it difficult for which defender is going to pick them up.
And now Stowe with Cox going to kick it out. You can always tell number 21 Madison Cox, a senior out of Tampa, Florida, because she rolls up those sleeves. She was the one that was called for that penalty in the box that gave the PK to Bonnie, who tied the game with 4 seconds left. I know a lot of fans watched that, and there were different views on whether that was a penalty or not. We talked to the head coach, Derek Leader, and he said, yeah, that was definitely a penalty. He agreed with you. Came in an inopportune location in time, but it was definitely a penalty. Cook. Let me get it in there. Trying to find Benatendi again. Now Lopez. Cook misses it. Lopez, can she keep it alive? Can't. Backing back, nice header. Goes to Nichols. Kayla McGee down the side. Cook not going to be able to win this foot race. Stowe. Ooh, a loose pass back, and Kane almost ran it down.
Yeah, it's a tough pass to play straight back. You got to put a little bit more pace on that. That's what we like to call a hospital ball.
A hospital ball?
Yeah, it's just a soft pass with an oncoming player, and the tackles can tend to not put the player that you pass it to in the best situation. Hence the hospital ball.
Stowe to throw it in. And they'll set it up again. Now they'll throw it backwards this time. Lindy Brown. Back to Stowe. That one could be picked off. It is by Kane. Wrestling the player down. Kane gets it to Cook, and Cook keeps it alive. Ooh, tries to get it to Benedetti, but a little too strong. Good to see Benedetti does not look like she's limping around much. It must have been a knee on knee or something like that, because she was having a hard time toward the end of that match on Wednesday.
And it wasn't really her match, I don't think. I don't think she had quite the impact that she would have liked to have, what she's capable of having. So I think even for her, she's ready to get back out there and play again.
We chase for this one. Oh, and won by Utah Valley. Chance here. Cox able to get in the middle of it. Saved in. Ooh, through the legs of Stowe. Maybe a chance for the Lopes. They get it over to Benedetti. There it is, not strong enough. Nice defense, but Cook right there again. Just lets one fly herself, and it's well wide.
When she looked up, though, the keeper in Nielsen was a little bit out of her goal, so I get the shot from Cook from a little bit farther out, because she peeps out right here, and look at Nielsen. She's out of her, like, a good position, so she decides to go for a shot, doesn't get a hold of it the way she would have liked to, but the idea there and why she shot from that angle was right.
Well, Utah Valley a little loose with the passing, and Cook almost able to find Benedetti right before that shot. A couple of players got hung up there. Defense by the Lopes. Ooh, and playing around with the ball right there. McGee in a little bit of trouble. That's it right out. Was that Fitzpatrick down there? All over the Lopes defenders. Fitzpatrick hits the deck. And a little trip. Fitzpatrick reaching out there. And McCain getting a quick word with the head coach, Derek Leader. Now Cox is going to take the kick here.
And here Fitzpatrick goes to the ground, and it's that extra little left-legged lunge behind her, a little scorpion with the left leg that got her caught.
Stowe picks off the pass from McGee. Weber going to bring it all the way over to Bruce on the far side. Now Utah Valley getting set up for an attack. Kicked out by Smith over there. So once again, Lopes playing under the lights here. They were the 6th seed. Had to play themselves into this tournament, but happy to do so because they get to play at home. Still on the visitors' bench, but getting to play at home. Good number of fans last night at the game. Not as many, and you can't hear the drum line like you heard last time.
But they all move behind the goal, and they're just taunting the goalkeeper right now. I wouldn't say taunting. They're just messing with her. That's what you gotta love. Just the student section, just having a good time, coming out here Friday night, cheering their team on.
Felt like they might get a little more impact being right behind the goalie. So they're going to make Brooklyn Nielsen. Try to lose her concentration. Brooklyn Nielsen, though, a cellist. She's a music performance major at Utah Valley. She plays cello. And, of course, you have to practice if you play cello and you're a major. Brings her cello with her on the road.
I love that. And I love that one of the games they went into overtime and she had a cello.
Ooh, chance there. Kicked out. So is it going to go out? It is going to go out. Utah Valley will get a corner kick here.
So her team they play short. Here we go.
Oh, they did very quickly. Trying to catch the Lopes sleeping. Cross. Moved out by GCU. Nice save by the Lopes defense. Nice little quick play there by Utah Valley.
Yeah, I liked it. It almost caught the broadcaster sleeping, too.
Hey, we're in the middle of a story. Come on.
Come on, let us tell our story, would you? No, it was a good play. And it's nice to do something like that because then the team, you put the defense, they have to defend so many different ways that you can attack them.
A little too long for Benedetti. To finish the point, Nielsen had a recital to get to for a grade.
Yes, she had a recital, and the game went into overtime, and she was getting nervous. The goal gets scored by Brianna DeWall, and she just sprints off the field. Sprints to get her cello, changes, gets to her performance, played really well, and then she texts the team when she gets to her chair during her performance, "Thanks, Bree, for scoring. I made it in time."
Had to be funny for the fans who had no idea what was going on.
Like, why is the keeper sprinting?
Oh, we got a whistle here, and just outside the box. Wolverine player taken down by the Lopes. So now they're going to get a kick here in a pretty good position. See what Utah Valley tries to do with this.
This is our first look really at Amber Tripp, and there it is. The little just gets caught by Smith on her back heel. Doesn't allow her to get to the ball. It's a good call. It's in a dangerous spot. Hard to get.
Right at the keeper.
Yep.
Frosch able to make the save.
I was going to say hard to get up and over the wall from that angle.
I'd almost rather be a little bit further out or in the penalty box, obviously the best.
Yeah, we'll pick the penalty box first. But, yeah, farther out, if you're trying to bend something on goal and get some power, even just a little bit farther, you want it like 25 yards out is probably a good range, I would say.
So Utah Valley keeping it in the attack zone here, in the attacking third. Now they're bringing it back to Stowe. Try to play that down into the near corner. So. Well, talking to Jason Erickson, sports information department with Utah Valley, and he said, Brooklyn brings her cello. She brought it with her here. She's got a nice Wolverine green cello case that she just ships it, so they didn't have to pay for a ticket. Usually with those big instruments, you got to buy a ticket, and the cello flies. You have to buy its own seat, but nope, they just ship it because they got a nice green Wolverine green case.
Love it. And supporting her squad the whole time.
Boy, good battle there. Emma Kane and Sydney Fitzpatrick on those throw-ins, just boxing each other out.
Yeah.
Bruce with some space, left side. Drops it in. Ooh, corner.
And I want to see Bruce get forward a little bit more. She has the speed. She has the endurance to get forward into the attack. I want to see her maybe connect there with, I think it was Tripp on the far side. Connect with her, then get around her. See if Bruce can get all the way to the end line and her provide the cross.
So carry the ball there a little bit further. Well, there's one defender trying to guard two folks over there. Now they're taking more time to set up this corner. Stowe coming in. Wanted to let one fly. Cox now on the run. Well, what did Derek Leader say? She has the most true speed. Cox. Benedetti. Going to send it into Benedetti. Oh, Benedetti trying to get it right back to Cox. Benedetti unable to keep it alive. The throw-in. We didn't see Madison Cox join the attack much on Wednesday night, but Derek Leader said, boy, she's just got pure speed, and big kid too at 5'11".
That was just it. I love when center backs join into the attack because it's hard for the other team to figure out who is going to pick them up, and then when somebody does, it shifts the whole defense. So it just causes problems, and I think Madison Cox right there did a good job of just making something happen. And if it weren't for the back heel of Bernadetti, I think that would have been a nice little 1-2 at the top of the box.
So Anissa De Vera comes into the contest. She played some really good minutes on Wednesday night. We were really impressed with her. Different type of player. Had some physicality about her game. It was all over the place.
That's an understatement.
She comes in and Lopez comes out.
That's just how much she affected the game. She was legitimately all over the place, right? Like
right.
Every inch of her attacking half she covered.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. You see a few of those players. We talked about a couple of them in the first game that they have kind of that combination. I mean, Abby Small was that way of that physicality where you really don't want to mess with them on try to out-physical them, but they also have that grace and that technique as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can attack you in multiple ways. Maybe not that pure speed that we see from some of the players. That's just out of the reach of Smith, so Utah Valley. Now Smith. De Vera. Oh, just off the foot.
That's when just the type of pass is important. You got to just play it a little bit softer. Smith had all the space in front of her. You played a little softer instead of harder at her feet, softer into space. She's going to keep that one in and keep running forward.
Stowe gets it around Kane, and now Utah Valley move it over to the other side. 21 minutes gone by. No score here. Winner takes on Seattle in the championship on Sunday. Loser season is done. Frosch. Get it out to midfield. Weber loses it, gets it back. Little hand fighting over there. Weber, ooh, a nice move with the cross. Kicked out. Utah Valley wanted a penalty. That would have been in the box. No call, no foul. Benedetti to De Vera. Anissa De Vera gonna run it down. Stay on the attack. Goes right at her. Right around her. The shot and the cross. A little too far, a little wide if it was a shot, a little too strong if it was a cross.
It's a shot cross. That's the thing. A shot cross, you hit it to the back post. You hope that if anything, it goes in the back post. So this was a little bit more of a cross, but the work by De Vera over there was excellent. I think it was supposed to be more of a cross, a shot cross is at the back post. If it goes anywhere, it's going in the back of the net. If not, someone's coming across and trying to get
a rebound
to it.
Well, that was, we talked about Anissa De Vera, the sophomore out of Camas, Washington, and her game. Boy, that right there was on display. A little bit of physicality, a little bit of speed, a little bit of technique. Did a nice job. They get the ball to De Vera again. Back to Hannah Nichols. Now Benedetti. Oh, a miss there. Chance for Lopes. Cook again with the left foot. Just high.
Just a little, for me, a little forced for Cook there. She picks her head up a little too soon, almost waiting to see. There's the misplay. Her head's already up, trying to see where the ball's going to go. It's going to lift it the whole time. Sometimes after you score a couple of goals, it takes a little bit to just loosen up and realize you don't have to force too many things, right? It just happens. Just be instinctual.
DeVera a little too strong with that pass. It was a little reminiscent of her first goal on Wednesday where she had the defenders all around her.
Yeah.
She went low that time, kind of used them as a shield.
She was much more patient, though, that time. And here she almost forced it, right? She felt a little like, I got to get the shot off. And the other time she just waited to see what the defender gave her and then chose wisely.
Little push in the back there by Hannah Edwards. Pretty obvious.
I was going to say a little is a kind word to use. A giant push in the back.
Just wanted to let her know she was there. I'll play that one all the way into the box, and keeper comes out to snag it. 25 minutes gone by, no score. We were worried in the first game about Kansas City coming out maybe a little slow because of the layoff, but both these teams came in Tuesday and had just been practicing Wednesday and Thursday until today. Kansas City, not sure if that was the reason much for the loss. Seattle was really in a groove in that game.
Yeah, they were. It makes me I mentioned it earlier, just curious if having a bye is that much of an advantage, because when you're in a rhythm and you get to play that extra game, it's almost just like a Friday-Sunday match. It's Wednesday-Friday instead, but you're in that same rhythm that you've been all season.
Utah Valley looks up to the task here. They look very spry and energetic at the start of this game. Ooh, nifty footwork. The shot deflected off of Cox. McGee's just going to kick it out. Oh, that's Kane back there. Stowe's going to throw it in. Removed there by Bruce, or no, who was that down there?
Carter. McCarter has such a good presence for them at that center, that number 9 position at the top of their formation. They play a 4-3-3, and their midfield is really their engine, right? These are their 3 captains that play in the middle of the field. But I like McCarter up there. She's a good target forward. There she doesn't get the shot that she would have liked, but she provides them with a lot of work and a lot of dangerous moments.
There's Tori Smith. DeVera controls. Looking for Kane, all the way back to the keeper. Ooh. Oh, and Cox or Cook has a chance here. Boy, keeper was way out. That one's going to be wide.
And Nielsen didn't even see Cook. She saw the early throw out to Stowe as Stowe released because she knew that Kane wasn't going to get there before her goalkeeper. Turned out to be an all right mistake, but could have been really bad for Utah Valley.
There's been a few mistakes for Utah Valley near their box, and that have given the Lopes some chances. Kane fighting it out, loses it. It's that Brown at the wall. Now Stowe. The wall. Pushes it a little too strong, pushing it forward. Lisa Stowe. As Nichols heads it back. Utah Valley was picked in the preseason coaches poll to tie for 4th place. Ended up getting 2nd place in the conference.
And I liked talking to Coach LeMay this week and him just saying that it was nice coming. He's so excited to be at Utah Valley, and it was nice for him to come into an organization that didn't need that much help, that Brent Anderson before him had done a really good job with the team. It was just now kind of leading him in Coach LeMay's direction, that they were already at a really good ground level and they were just building from there. So he's really excited to be there, and he feels really fortunate to be involved with Utah Valley.
Anderson was the longest tenured coach in Utah Valley history. Mina going to check in. DeVera coming to the bench. Back to Cox. Smith able to save it. Mina takes it away. Benedetti. Now Nichols. You got Cook in the middle and Kane. There's the McCain. Ooh, gets it back. A little miscommunication there, but McGee tracks it down. Tries to feed it between some defenders. DeWall. Here comes DeWall down the right side.
Get at her! Yourself! Get at her!
There's a nice cross there, just over. The head attempt by Utah Valley.
That was such good work by DeWall. You could see her skill, her patience. A few step overs, she dipped her shoulders twice to see where the defender was going to go. And this is the thing, you don't always have to get to the end line to serve a good cross. She gets a little half a yard on the defender and puts in a really good ball trying to find the head of McCarter.
Oh, I just missed. 31 minutes gone by. No score here, first half of play. Wall, pass to Tripp. Tripp's going to bring it down. Booted out by the Lopes. Ooh, over Cox. They hit the deck hard. Cox is going to get whistled. She went flying in there. She hit the deck really hard. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of her there.
And she just slips right here and goes.
Ooh. She hops up. Always worried about banging that head into the turf. Well, she kind of bit out of control, launched herself. We're going to have a kick.
I think that's what it was for. The foul is just a little uncontrolled there as the referee sets the wall up 10 yards away from the kick. This is a good opportunity. This is a good distance for Utah Valley.
Oh, and they try to go short there. Just missed it. You like that play as opposed to just trying to bend it around the wall?
Yeah, I do like that.
Nichols. Mina.
Look at the effort from Utah Valley. There's 4 players sprinting back towards the ball to try to swarm it and win it back, and they do just that.
You keep an eye on Madison Cox. She hit the deck really hard. She seems to be okay, though.
Ooh, ow.
Got hung up, just stepped on the ball there. Could have been dangerous.
Yeah, that did not look comfortable.
McCain, between the legs of Stowe, it looked like, right to Mina.
That's one of those, Megs, that you didn't plan it, but you definitely claimed that. that you did that on purpose.
Had it all along. All along. Into the match, MJ Carriers for GCU. Kane comes to the bench. McGee. Carriers and goes out. About 9 minutes left. Excuse me, 11 minutes left in this first half. To Mina. Off the foot of Wong. Back to Cox. Looking for Cook. They get it to her. Now Benedetti saves it in. Benedetti around Bruce. Mina. Broken up by the Wolverines. Smith puts it back in. Cook. There goes Smith. Little pushing and shoving. That's going to go against Smith. Ooh, she might have yelled something at Bruce, too. Yeah. I think she did. That's not going to go over well.
Yeah, that is probably going to be a card for taunting.
Yellow card there?
I would imagine.
Got a yellow card or just a talking to?
Looks like she just got talked to, but...
She's got scolded? Is that below a yellow card? I think Coach Leader was asking the other official what's going on there. Was he going to get a card or just tell her to calm down maybe?
Well, she just got the warning, but that was an aggressive play. And I don't know what for. She clearly fouled her.
Yeah. They're on the far side doing battle quite a bit, so you wonder if there's some chirping going on back and forth possibly. But yeah, that looked a little out of out of context of what we saw happen. So they had the play. They were playing on over there, but the referee had said it was Lope's ball in the out of bounds. Jennifer Pippin coming in for Jessica Wong. Mina keeps it alive. Nine minutes to go. The Carriers. Cook got a foot in there and then...
Yeah, it did get deflected.
Yep, got deflected. So Lope's ball.
This game hasn't really settled down yet. It's settled into a real contest. I think the times when Utah Valley starts to get a little bit of possession, it's broken up by just the hard work and determination of Grand Canyon. They feel a little bit of energy and they stop any sort of momentum. And for Grand Canyon, they're looking for those little counterattacks still. I'd like to see them use Nichols a little bit more when they build the ball up, see if she can distribute some for them.
Or Utah Valley taking the ball away there. And an opportunity here. The wall, or the other side.
A little miscommunication there. I think Bruce is telling Weber, it's a little hard to be passing at me from 5 yards away. She thought she was trying to play it over, through her to the next player.
Cox is going to have to track this one down. Back to the keeper. Utah Valley attacking aggressively on those passes. That one off the foot. Carriers now can't control. Stowe. See what Tripp could do. Finds the wall. Wall lets it go. Nice save by the keeper, Frosch. What a left-footed boot by Brianna DeWall.
It's just so smooth on that. It was a good combination play. The ball gets slipped in here to DeWall, and she takes two players on. Gets a little push past Nichols with their left foot and then shoots it with precision to the far post, but Frosch covering ground, getting there and just tipping it over the net. That's a really good play by Frosch.
So Frosch saves one there. The corner kick comes in. Stowe tries to keep it in. Tamina. Utah Valley. Oh, between the legs of the defender. Fight for it there. Another fight for it. You got a whistle. That's going to go against GCU. So that'll be called on McGee. Of course, the Lopes fans in attendance aren't fans of that call. We'll take a look at it here.
From up here, it looked like it could have gone either way, and it would have been a fine foul. There's the first one. I think the first one came actually from Utah, and the second little push by Grand Canyon was what took Fitzpatrick off the ball and earns a free kick. And this is a really good space, so she can bend it up with her right foot, try to curve it back to the oncoming runners on that far 6.
Fitzpatrick does just that, the header, and go out of bounds.
DeWall is just everywhere. That was her on the far side.
Yeah.
Getting on the end of the header. She's not super tall. She's 5'5", and she beats everybody else up to the head ball.
First team all WAC, 9 goals on the season.
Didn't you like what Coach LeMay said about her? Like, she's a triplet. She covers
everywhere.
so much ground. It's like there's 3 of her out there. And now I understand what he's saying. I think everybody watching understands. She is on the left, the right, in the middle. She's basically everywhere in the attacking third. She's played a little bit of right back, trying to get the ball too.
So Frosch boots it out to midfield. It comes all the way back there. Boots another one. McGee. It's going to roll out, and Stowe's going to pick it up. It's under 4 minutes left. McGee with the header. Stowe returns the favor.
Whew, how about that?
Who's that in the middle of everything out there?
Little sombrero in the middle of the field.
And a substitution for GCU. Cameron Larson, the freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. Mina will check out. 3 minutes, 15 seconds yet to go in this first half. No score.
Hit the coach's notes out of his hand.
Still looking to throw it in again. McGee again, and then she trips over a Utah Valley player behind her, and that's going to be off of Utah Valley. Lopes chance. Cook's going to hustle it up. Fires it deep to Larson. It was a good idea. Cameron Larson couldn't track it down. That one's going to go out. Lopes will get another chance. That one flies into the stands. Almost knocked the popcorn out of that fan's hands. He was much better protecting the popcorn than the coach was at protecting the notes. One goes out. Lopes trying to get an attack here with just under 2 minutes left to go in this first half. Sandra Hill into the match for GCU. Way down, Cox is going to have to track it down. Frosch picks it up. $1:30 left to go in this half. No score. GCU will have a throw in. Smith. Cox heads it out. Both teams have had some opportunities in this one with a minute to go. Utah Valley 6 shots, 2 on goal. The Lopes 4 shots, none on goal. A couple of saves for Blakely Frosch, senior keeper for GCU. 4 corners for Utah Valley, 2 for GCU. .30 seconds left. The Lopes to throw it in. Trying to go to Larson. Bruce steps in front. Defense there. 10 seconds to go. The Lopes have some space. Got to push it ahead to Larson. Knocked away. And that's how the half will end. So no score in this one through 45 minutes of play. Seattle University has already punched their ticket to the championship game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Lopes and the Wolverines both trying to be that opponent on Sunday, but no score here. It'll all come down to this second half of play. As we go to the break with no score, let's go down to the field. And the Wolverines head coach Chris LeMay with our Jordan Angeli. Jordan?
Thanks, Michael. Coach LeMay, it's a physical game. Is this something that you guys were expecting tonight?
I think that if we take touches into space, then, we can catch them trying to kind of, behind the play a little bit, and we ended up getting fouled quite a bit. So, yeah. Happy
overall, though, with the way that your team performed the first half?
I thought there were stints that we looked really good. I mean, there were certainly times that I thought our build was really good. There were also times that I thought we gave the ball away needlessly, and in the middle of the first half, it felt like a little bit of panic set in for us, and we were giving the ball away. And then once we kind of took a deep breath and got a little bit more composed, I thought then we kept possession better.
Yeah. So a couple deep breaths now as halftime approaches. So go talk to your team, and good luck in the second half.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Jordan. No score here as we go to the break. The Lopes and the Wolverines, 45 minutes away from finding out who will face Seattle University. We'll take a break and be back with some halftime stats, and Jordan and I will break down the first half. This is the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament on the WAC Digital Network.
Look at that! What a response by UNLV!
Get ready for the WAC Men's Soccer Tournament, November 8th, 10th, and 12th in Las Vegas, hosted by UNLV. Who will be the next WAC champion?
On the field.
In the pool.
On the court.
We wear our game faces under the lights.
But sometimes our toughest opponents aren't wearing a uniform.
Instead, we confront them internally.
Mental illness affects 1 in 4 adults in the United States.
And suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students.
If you or someone you know is fighting a silent battle,
please speak up and ask for help.
You are not alone. If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
It's time for WAC in the Day. The WAC Women's Soccer Tournament is this week. Last year, Seattle U won the championship with a 2-1 victory over Kansas City.
Seattle will host the trophy once again. The Redhawks are victorious 2-1 against the Kangaroos.
That was the Redhawks' third WAC tournament title in 4 years, and in all 3 of those championships, SU beat UMKC. This year, Kansas City went 7-0 to win the WAC regular season championship. This was the Roos' first WAC title in women's soccer, And when these two teams met on October 8th, UMKC won by a score of 3-0. That was the first time the Roos had ever beaten the Redhawks in 9 tries. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Eric Danner.
For the first time in program history, they're the WAC champs.
Get ready for the WAC Volleyball Tournament, November 16th through the 18th in Edinburgh, Texas, hosted by UTRGV. Who will be the next WAC champion?
Good sportsmanship isn't defined by a scoreboard.
It isn't defined by how high you can jump or how fast you can run.
Good sportsmanship is all about character.
It is about doing your best for your coaches and teammates.
It's about having respect for your opponents, the officials, and the fans.
Good sportsmanship is winning with class and losing with dignity.
It is fair play, perseverance, and team spirit.
Good sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
On that right-hand side, he's cutting through, gets pushed down there. Finish. Timo,
yes!
shot, and the goal there from Timo Melich.
Big,
takes his jersey up and
players forward to Rolstad Nielsen. Deep free kick, puts it in the box, and Frida Farstad Eriksson, the senior, in the perfect position, takes that pass by Nielsen, puts her right foot on it, and powers it into the corner.
Works his way into the box now. A shot, take it, rebound, score! JCU has won the game! 3-2, and it's over. The game goes 2 overtimes. Damian Herman has different plans. Damian Herman.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Beautiful night here at GCU Soccer Stadium under the lights, the 2017 WAC Women's Soccer Tournament. No score here at the half between the Wolverines of Utah Valley, the number 2 seed, and the 6-seeded GCU Lopes. Michael Potter, Jordan Angeli with you. And Jordan, a pretty evenly matched first half. You talked to the Wolverines coach, Chris LeMay. He did mention that they've gotten some decent opportunities getting out in space and getting a lot of fouls on GCU, some physical play, but 0-0 here at halftime.
I think he mentioned a little bit of this. Neither team has really taken a hold of the game, and he said there were spurts where they were doing what Utah Valley could do,
right?
But it wasn't the consistency that I think he would have liked. So it'll be interesting to see how both these teams adjust at halftime, because I don't think the game has settled yet. It still has that a little bit of tense energy about it.
Yeah, a lot of missed shots early. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here in this one, and then a couple of really nice saves by Blakely Frosch, the senior keeper for GCU. But some missed opportunities for everybody, but some opportunities all the same.
Yeah, and a lot of the opportunity, this is a really good tackle by Bruce, but Cook got away a couple times. Here she is trying to see if she can sneak over Nielsen. There's the one save by Frosch. And there was a couple of opportunities for GCU on the counterattack. Here's Cook again in space at the top of the box. She knows she can shoot from here. She can score from here. So I think they have to be a little bit more tight with how they're defending her around the box. But how about this? Whoop! Sometimes the pass
just how you planned it, right?
Works out for you. This is the best opportunity of the game by DeWall. And it was a really good save by Frosch.
Yeah, that one was on the spot. Frosch with the great save. One thing you see in those highlights, Cook is getting a lot of opportunities. She is getting loose down there, and when Utah Valley's in the box there's all kind of white jerseys down there.
It seems to be more when Utah Valley goes forward, they're having more dangerous opportunities, and there's a lot more players. And we knew that in talking to Coach Chris Lomé, he said we throw numbers forward, so we're a little bit susceptible on the counterattack. And the counterattack is what GCU likes to use. They like to throw as many players quickly as forward as they can and try to catch them when Utah Valley has the least amount of players forward. So Cook, for me, you have to be more aware of where she is at all times because she will shoot from anywhere.
Do you expect many changes for either coach here at halftime? I mean, can you change much up, or is it just kind of more of the same, let your players make some plays?
I think that they just have to be a little bit sharper in the way that they're passing the ball. I think too many sloppy giveaways, and the way that they're moving off the ball. If you're GCU, you know you're going to get a few chances on a counterattack. You have to capitalize on at least one. And for Utah Valley, it's just if they clean up those passes in the midfield, I think they're going to get some more possession, and that's going to help them find the back of the net like they like to, get more numbers into the attack, which only benefits them.
Well, Seattle has already punched their ticket to the championship match. The coaches are here watching this game, taking notes, because they're going to face one of these guys. The Seattle coaches would probably love to see this go into overtime and a bunch of penalty kicks, just extend this as long as possible, right?
Sure they would.
Well, Seattle awaits the winner of this one, and we got another half because it's no score here at the break. This is the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament on the WAC Digital Network.
For the first time in program history, they're the WAC champs.
Get ready for the WAC Volleyball Tournament, November 16th through the 18th in Edinburgh, Texas, hosted by UTRGV. Who will be the next WAC champion?
On the field,
In the pool.
on the court.
We wear our game faces under the lights.
But sometimes our toughest opponents aren't wearing a uniform.
Instead, we confront them internally.
Mental illness affects 1 in 4 adults in the United States.
And suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students.
If you or someone you know is fighting a silent battle,
Please speak up and ask for help.
You are not alone.
Look at that! What a response by UNLV!
Get ready for the WAC Men's Soccer Tournament, November 8th, 10th, and 12th in Las Vegas, hosted by UNLV. Who will be the next WAC champion?
No score here between the Wolverines, the number 2 seed, and the Lopes, the number 6 seed. We are at the half. We'll take a look at the halftime stats. And Jordan, when you look at this, you mentioned that the Wolverines had the more dangerous opportunities, and they have the most shots on goal here.
And the shot on goal that they had from Brianna DeWall was the most dangerous. It challenged Frosch to make a spectacular save. She does have 2 saves credited, but I think that one chance was really the best chance that we saw from either team. So the stats kind of tell you the story, but I think that Utah Valley had a little bit more of the possession. Grand Canyon had some good chances going forward. They built up a couple attacks, but once they got into the attacking third, it didn't seem like it amounted in much.
We talked about it a little bit in the first half. You see 4 corners there for Utah Valley, 2 for Grand Canyon. A couple times Utah Valley went quick on those corner kicks, trying to catch the Lopes asleep, but none of those amounted really to anything. But we did talk a little bit in the first half. This kind of has a feel of one of those games that might come down to somebody kind of making a mistake in their defensive zone. We saw Utah Valley almost do that when the keeper came out and didn't see Cook right there. Nielsen almost rolled it right to her.
Right, and that is, whenever you get into a tight situation, it's the small things that make the difference, and it's something as big as that. Could she have faked the throw and then sent it to somebody else? I think that it might come down to a mistake, or I just feel like Utah Valley is starting to get a little bit of a rhythm, and if you're Grand Canyon, you have to deny that. You have to keep trying to send Cook and Benedetti as high forward as possible. I think you leave DeVera, or you put DeVera back in there, because she just brings something different to your team. She fights for every single ball that goes into the attack.
You know, we talked also about the fact that Utah Valley got here on a Tuesday. They've just been practicing, having a chance to play. In some ways, not having a bye could possibly be a benefit. The Lopes just played a couple of days ago, had a very taxing game. Does fatigue enter in, or is that day off enough for these girls to get back and ready to go?
I think it might enter a little bit, because their game was a lot more physical, I think, than the game for Seattle that was before them on Wednesday night. It was a little bit more demanding. So you'll start to see that maybe at the 70th minute mark. How does Grand Canyon look then? It's hard to tell right now if that physical aspect is going to play a part in the game.
Well, both teams here, of course, trying to face up with Seattle. Seattle played a great game earlier today and got the victory. A goal by Jessie Ray on a header on a pass from Carruthers in the 17th minute, held up for a 1-0 score over Kansas City. And Seattle in that game really felt like they were in control from start to finish. Kansas City was in that game, had some opportunities, but really Seattle's looked very good their first two games here in this tournament.
They have. They played a really good game today against UMKC, who couldn't find the way that they like to play. UMKC is a similar style team to Seattle. They get the ball on the ground and they connect, and there was a couple of chances for UMKC where you could see that they looked like themselves, but it wasn't until about, I would say, 75 minutes into the game that then they turned it on and they decided, oh gosh, we got to go. We don't have that much time left. And then they created a lot of chances. They had a really good shot at the end by Mothershead that needed to be saved, and it was a really good save in the end by Seattle U, but it was a little too late for UMKC.
Well, Seattle U back where they feel like they belong. They have won 3 of the last 4, and they're back in the championship again. Will it be the Wolverines or the Lopes trying to dethrone Seattle U? We'll see here, hopefully in the next 45 minutes. This might have kind of the feel of an OT game, though, too, but we'll have to wait and see how this turns out. Hello to all the fans watching tonight's broadcast of the WAC Digital Network on WACsports.com. You can also catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Droid TV, along with the official NCAA Soccer Facebook page. So many ways to partake of some women's soccer.
Hello, everyone out there.
The millions watching across the internetosphere. Thanks for joining us. 45 minutes to go here in this one. Utah Valley get things rolling. Brianna McCarter. Keep an eye on number 6, DeWall. Was all over the place. Bruce. Libby Weber. For a cross here very quickly. Ooh, and that shot, another one of those. Shot cross.
There we go. Love it. That was a really good look. Hard to tell if that's Fitzpatrick. I think it's Fitzpatrick over there on the far side. It's a good look by her.
Wow, and that's, if you're Derek Leader, the head coach of GCU, too good of a look. Less than a minute into the second half there.
That's not how you want to start this.
No.
If you're GCU, you need a little bit more spark, more energy, but whatever Utah Valley talked about at halftime, you can tell that they're ready to get a goal. That is a beautiful touch by DeWall.
There's DeWall again. Gets it over to Tripp. Tripp with Cox on her. A shot, a header. Oh, could be trouble over the goal. We had an offside. It's like we had a call over there on the far side.
And DeWall drags the ball. She finds Tripp. It gets flicked, and that's a good call by the assistant referee. The ball ends up going over the top by Fitzpatrick, but as the header went on, since it went off her teammate and not the defender, it was an offside position by Fitzpatrick on the far side.
So GCU has dodged a couple of bullets just a minute and a half into the second half. And whatever Chris LeMay, another offside call here, whatever Chris LeMay said to his squad at halftime, boy, it had to be something about let's get aggressive here, because they came out attacking. GCU a bit on their heels here. Well, on Wednesday, it's still a good crowd out here on a Friday night. On Wednesday, you had the drum line as well as a few more students. There is a volleyball game going on campus right now, and the women's volleyball for GCU is trying to play themselves into a tournament berth as well. So a lot of fans over there. We might see them pop this direction in the next 30 or 40 minutes. GCU, something going here. Benedetti. A lot of banging. There's the cross right in front of the goal, and the shot blocked. Great play by the defender. Back helping on the shot by Cook. No penalty. A lot of banging going on there. Oh, Mackenzie Cook had a shot. I didn't see which defender that was that got back, but a great play helping out the keeper.
I think it was Stowe on the far side.
Another Lopes player goes down. The fans want a penalty. No calls here. That's Cook getting up very slowly. That might have got kicked in the shin there. That shot bounces awkwardly, but right to Nielsen. Yeah, I think that was Stowe. And whoever it was, they bailed out the keeper on that one. Great play by Utah Valley to keep this a 0-0 contest.
Benedetti worked hard to get to a space where she could cross it, and I like the dummy there by Kane. Cook looking like she was just gonna have a wide open goal. Took it a little too easy, trying to just pass it in simply, and there was Stowe to block it off the end line.
Wow. Boy, great attempt. Great work by the Lopes to get the shot, and great work by Utah Valley to defend the shot. Weber keeps going down the side. The slide tackle by Wong. Nicely done. Well, there's a lot of banging going on down here right out in front of the box. You could hear the crowd wanting a couple of penalties there, but the official was letting them play. Best opportunity of the night for GCU there. He's going to get a corner kick there. It goes out off of Cox.
It's a good turn by McCarter. She's just trying to get squared up to the goal, turn her defender, but Cox there step for step, and McCarter earns a corner kick, and this is a good spot for them. McCarter's good in the air. Weber's good in the air. I think they should send it in there and see if one of them can get on the end of it.
They do send it in. Played out by the Lopes defense. Is that Cook? Lopes trying to get a run out. Oh, behind Cook, though. Smith. Benedetti and her pass back to Kane. And the Lopes on the far side. Tried to center it in to Benedetti. Stolen away by the Wolverines. DeWall. Short hop by the keeper. And Frosch keeps it in front of her.
In the last 3 minutes, the game has really opened up. It's going end to end. And this first touch that sets DeWall up for the shot goes perfectly. It cuts the defender off. It goes straight into space. She's such a smart player, just the sophomore, Brianna DeWall.
Boy, we really have, both coaches probably said something to their team at halftime. Everybody ratcheting up here. Just back and forth with multiple opportunities. There's Bruce. Cook streaks back and knocks it out of bounds. Just 7 minutes into this second half. Hannah Bruce, first team all WAC. Go down the side. Is shoved down by Cook, and they're going to get a whistle. Oh, she hit her
Yeah, she landed
pretty
really
hard, landed awkwardly. It was a late whistle. Not sure if it took him a while to get his whistle up to the lips there.
She's a fearless player. Her coach talks about that, but that little extended arm there.
Yep. Little hip check into the boards. There's no boards, just Bruce went flying.
Into the green boards.
Yeah. Glad she's okay, hops up. Well, Coach LeMay said the Lopes are playing very physical when they get in space, and he wasn't lying when headed out. Kept the line by Utah Valley. Tori Smith trying to keep it in. Well, Utah Valley has been kind of making a home in the attacking third here this second half.
They really have. That must have tipped off the bottom of McCarter's foot there. They're swarming the ball here. When it gets thrown in, there's a couple players around it. There's two players pressing the ball, and that's a hard ball to play out of pressure by Nichols. She doesn't have anywhere to go except for out of bounds. So the way that Utah Valley is defending right after they lose the ball or when the ball is out of bounds has been the difference.
So Utah Valley with possession once again. Lopes can't get it cleared out. Almost 9 minutes into this second half. No score still. Now Utah Valley plays it back.
Square balls in the middle of the field are usually...
A whistle on Nichols. She's pleading her case, the freshman from Ohio, the captain of the squad. They redo the captaincy for every game, and she's won it more than most.
DeWall uses that near foot to dribble, and that is a clear foul. She's lunging at the player, doesn't get a touch on the ball. It's in a dangerous area, going right after her lower leg like that. It's just dangerous. The ref has to protect the players, and it's a good call.
Benedetti was standing about a foot away from the ball and made the ref give her the line there. Played in and headed out. Utah Valley trying to keep it in. Trading headers. Nichols. There's DeWall. Around a screen by Bruce. Lets one fly. It's going to go wide right. Yeah, it seems like every time the ball gets kind of knocked out, there's DeWall right there just waiting for it.
She's
with a
DeWall.
nose for the ball.
She's not letting it out. She's DeWall that keeps it in.
Another whistle here. Not sure if there's some hollering going on or something. Gonna walk up and talk. Is that Nichols? And the referee not putting any cards out there, but having a little conversation for about the third time with one of the Lopes players. Cox tries to get it out there.
Whew.
Frosch knocking it out. Well, this has been just attack mode, pushing for Utah Valley. Lopes have been on their heels, other than that one little section of plays down in the other end. This game has been played in the defensive side for GCU. Cross. Sent right back in. Wide, another corner. So ticked off one of the Lopes, so another corner. This will be the 7th corner kick for Utah Valley. Saved out by Nichols. Benintendi trying to track it down in open space. Benedetti still tracking.
Just good alertness and awareness of GCU, not even on the first ball in off the corner kick, but then reorganizing, not allowing the second ball to come into a dangerous area. They're tuned in defensively.
Quick throw in there. Lopes a little disarray. DeWall. Throw over to Tripp. Tripp crosses it right in front of the box. Nobody there. Foul on Kane on the far side.
Kane just came in a little bit hard there and took out Stowe. These are the moments, too, after the game on Wednesday. Grand Canyon has to keep their composure here. They can't allow outside factors to influence the way that they're playing.
So yet another chance to send one into the box. Right at Frosch, who makes the play.
Wow, whoever...
That was a bullet over there.
Who played that? Fitzgerald? How is it? Rocket of a ball across the face of goal.
Trying to get the ball back to Smith and can't do it. Lopes a little discombobulated here. Can't quite make the plays to get the ball out of their half. DeWall trying to work on Nichols. Does. The cross. She goes flying. Kicked out again by Cox. Hey. Was that Fitzpatrick over there that hit that laser, or was it kind of too far to see?
I think it was Fitzpatrick.
It was a bullet, a rocket right at Cook. Around Bruce. Let's get it all the way on the other side. There's Kane. Kane trying to get it through. Lopez over to Kane. GCU now. Entered in. Cook with the header. Looked like she was trying to pass that over to Benedetti. Good play by the keeper. Nielsen comes out to take it away. Ooh, nice play there by Smith. Full extension to get that one. Just over the head. Benedetti can't get to it. Nicely played, and we'll get a corner. And once again, coming back on defense, that time Lindley Brown able to save it. Benedetti trying to race around the side there. So Cook will have the corner kick. It'll be the third corner. 10th corner in the match so far. 60 minutes in. All the way past the header, just a little too high. Went for the tall player there, Madison Cox, and just missed it.
And Nielsen was
frozen.
I don't even think she moved on that one. The ball comes all the way in. It finds the head of Cox, exactly who they would like. And there's Nielsen frozen, thinking, oh, please don't go in my net.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in front of her. She might not have seen that either. Oh, a long shot! And a save made. Oh, boy. Smith just tattooed one from distance.
That's the second time this game that a player from Grand Canyon has looked up and thought that they can go over the head of Nielsen, and Smith with the better effort than Cook had in the first half. She nearly made it happen as she just lifts her head up, and this is, I would call this a shot cross too. There's Nielsen a little too far back up front. She had to backpedal to make sure she kept it out of her goal.
Make sure she doesn't backpedal into the goal, too.
Yeah, well, her feet can go in there, just
holding
not the
that
balls.
ball out, right?
The ball has to stay over.
She took a couple steps, that left foot, I think, backed over the line, but she's holding that ball out in front of her there. But, yeah, a great shot by Smith and a great save by Nielsen. As to your point, we've seen Nielsen a couple times get a little too far out, and Lopes taking some chances there. Oh, a little too strong for Benedetti.
Those are the transition balls. Both teams just lost the ball on a transition ball with a one-touch pass.
Can Cook outrun Bruce? She can. She's going to stop. Cook lets it fly from distance. It's too far to the right. Thought she might have wanted to take that ball and try to get around the edge, but decided to stop and come back toward the middle.
I think we've watched her play enough that now that if she gets the ball, she's not going to the end line.
She doesn't like to, does she?
She's going as close as she can to the goal, so not surprised she brings it into her left, but that's the difference. In the first half, we saw her pick the ball up and force that shot early. There, she just stays patient, beats a player, waits to see what the defenders do, and then decides to shoot. That patience allows her to find the better shot.
Riley Gritton and Lakin Flinders into the match for Utah Valley. Well, for the first 10 minutes of this second half, Utah Valley was on the attack. GCU's kind of turned the tables a bit here. Utah Valley now trying to get things out of their end. Well, Bruce and Cook were both arguing with the referee about which direction, and Cook won that one. They reversed it and throw it into Cook. Trying to play it over to herself. Now whistle, and that's going to be on Cook. Bruce thought it was on her and jumped up and started arguing. It was actually went her direction. An awkward fall there by Bruce. Fortunately, she's all right.
Yeah. It was a strange lunge by Cook. Good decision on which way that should go.
63 minutes into this affair. Nichols coming back to try to head it. Now Cox. Fight for it there. Lopez comes in. Now 3 or 4 hit the deck. Now the official's saying to calm down. He's going to say it goes the direction of Utah Valley, to the groans of the fans and the players.
That's why I said be ready.
He wants the replay here. It's a total scrum, and now a scoring opportunity here, but it goes wide to the right. Only about 2 or 3 white jerseys on the ground. And here comes DeVera. This is the player that we've looked at and liked. She comes in for Lopez, and you'd mentioned that what the Lopes need to do is try to get the ball to DeVera a little bit more, get her going here in this second half, so she's in there now.
I just think she adds something different, that if the Lopes are going to try to spring a counterattack and try to go forward as quickly as possible, she just puts pressure on the back line and chomps up any kind of bad pass that they might have.
Here she is. Oh, gets it ahead. Benedetti with a chance. Open net. Misses it wide right. Oh, great scoring opportunity for the Lopes, and Benedetti might have had time to settle herself more, but the defender was screaming back there.
It's just a little bit past it. I wanted to see if Benedetti was onside, but the good work by Brown trying to get back, cut off the angle, and Benedetti not able to pass it in the net like she would have liked to.
Oh, and that Bruce runs right over the top, and I think we might have an injured player down there. The way that she fell on top of her, and she's holding that shoulder. Oh, boy. That's Smith. Smith went in there. The way she fell down right on top of her doesn't look good.
She lunges in there.
But just right there,
yeah, right
jammed
on
that
the
shoulder right down into the turf, unfortunately.
That's not good. And you could tell she was in pain.
Yeah.
Getting treatment right now.
Well, hopefully just kind of jam that shoulder a little bit and nothing dislocated or anything. But as they attend to number 17, Kelsey Smith, the Lopes with a great scoring opportunity. And I know in hindsight, you know, you kind of wonder if it could have been played differently. But to your point, Lindley Brown streaking back in really forced Benedetti's hand. She had to make a play.
And I think just the presence of Brown whether she had the whole goal covered or not, it puts a little bit more pressure on Benedetti. She has to make it perfect. And it was right from the substitution. DeVera plays the ball through to Benedetti. She finds space. Nielsen comes out a little frantically, and there's the pressure, the coverage. See, I don't think Brown had the whole goal covered, but even knowing in her peripheral vision, Benedetti's thinking, all right, I have to get it past this one last defender, and that can be enough pressure just to send the ball wide.
Well, we've seen that now, 2-3 times in this contest where Nielsen has come out a little bit further out maybe than she should, or she's made that decision to come out and left the goal exposed a bit. That obviously an open net there, but she's making that decision, came out, it worked out for her in this case. I think in this particular chance that she had to come out, because she stays there, she's dead in the water, just waiting for Benedetti to pick wherever she wants to go. I think by stepping up there, then Benedetti has to take a bigger touch. She takes a bigger touch. It allows her teammate. You're just allowing maybe for a little bit more space for a better play for your teammate to get, maybe recover or whatever. Kelsey Smith still down there being attended to by the Lopes training staff. They don't want to move her yet, and that was one of those ones you've seen, kind of collisions that seemed worse than that, but just the way that Bruce kind of came down right on top of her and looked like it jammed that shoulder into the turf, and you can see in a lot of pain, unfortunately, and Smith is going to come out of this match here. MJ Carriers, number 25, in for Kelsey Smith, and Kelsey had played a really, really good match. I think she has, and I think that it's just been a really physical contest, and there's moments where I feel like you can maybe give a yellow card or two out a little bit sooner and deny physical acts like that. That was a poor challenge by Smith, unfortunately, and it leads to the injury. But I think if you stop that a little bit earlier, maybe we don't have those kind of incidents happening late in the game when players are more tired. Hope's trying to clear that one out. Bruce plays it off the chest, controls through the legs of Benedetti. Carriers on the chase now. Flinders. Carrier. Flinders kicks it out. "25 minutes left in this one. Still no score. Both teams have had some nice opportunities here in the second half. And now foul called on Utah Valley as Carriers hit the deck. LeMay down there barking out orders to his team, directing traffic. Cox, not sure where she's going to go with it, kind of waiting for Cook and Benedetti to get set. Moves it toward Nichols, and over the back there. Is that DeWall? Yeah, it is. So Lopes will get another kick up 30 or 40 yards up closer. So Cook will take this one. Benedetti almost standing out of bounds on the far side there. Now she's going to come in. Cook lining him up how she wants.
You go here, you go there. They've got some play schemed up here.
And a cross through the middle, and the shot, looking for possibly a rebound. Oh, there was Cox, and just didn't see it. Boy, they lined him up and ran across and split him, and then Cox kind of veered off and looked like the ball was almost there. She just didn't see it, I don't think, did she?
I think they call that one Red Rover.
That's what I used to always run into, the people coming the other direction. Hey, it looked like Cook put the ball where she wanted to, but
yeah, it was a good ball. Hard for Cox to take it down with her left foot there.
Yeah, hard for her to find it. Now Utah Valley going the other direction. Good battle there. Hopes we'll have a goal kick. Well, we were hoping that both teams would ratchet up the action. We've gotten it so far in the second half. Been very exciting, but still no score.
It's definitely had more spark to it in the second half than the first half, though. Both teams, it just didn't feel settled, and there's still a tense energy, I think, about the game that neither team can really find the way that they want to play. But there's been better opportunities, I think, for both sides.
Championship match Sunday at 1 p.m. here local time. Seattle U already has their ticket punched. One of these teams will meet them. Will it be a rematch of the 2015 championship when Utah Valley dethroned Seattle? Or will Grand Canyon play themselves not only into the tournament, but into the championship from the 6th seed? DeVera. Now Kane. Kane tries to squeeze it through to Cook and can't get it. Oh, and a lost ball right there. Nichols. Benedetti. Does she have a shot here? Crosses. The shot. Oh, right between the legs of a couple defenders. I don't know how Brooklyn Nielsen even found that ball, but she makes the save.
And I thought I heard it got deflected. It hit something for sure because you could hear it in the stadium. That's a good cut. It didn't. It just went through the legs
wow.
of both Bruce and DeWall. And Nielsen was ready for it. What a good play by her.
Second great opportunity for Benedetti. And unable to convert. "20 minutes to go in this one. DeWall. Carriers. Now Cox. There's Wong trying to get it to Cook. Cook, nice spin move, getting around Weber in some space. Oh, and she didn't know Weber was coming back behind her there, but they can't clear it. Benedetti on the goal again. And Nielsen there to cover it up.
Man, and if Kane and DeVera talk a little bit more, one of them goes near post. That's an easy ball to put in the back of the net. Both of them decide to go far post, and look at this. It's a shot in the end by, it actually looks like she tried to cross it by her reaction, but if one of those players cuts to the near post, and as we're watching that, and I'm talking about a chance on the other end, they went all the way down and had a chance on the far end.
Smith with the shot there. They hit the side of the net.
The second half has just opened up a lot. Both teams finding quick counterattacks, trying to get in behind.
Tripp and McCarter in for the Wolverines, and Mina in for GCU. Shot there, up and over and deflected out by GCU.
Those are the runs, though, that pay off. It's Tori Smith coming out of the midfield, and I love the story of Tori Smith. She didn't get to play a lot during her first few years at Utah Valley, and now not only is she play most of the games, she's a captain, and she's really found her way in the midfield. It's a player showing perseverance, and she steps up to take this corner kick.
Headed out by the Lopes. Bruce tries to keep it in. Cox on the run, showing off that speed. Madison Cox, she's got Mina down the middle. Madison Cox, couple on her. Cross it to Mina. Two players go down in the box. Mina fell right on top of Stowe. Stowe is slow to get up. Play continues. Trying to get it out. There's Mina. Tries to get the kick. Stowe just got up, and now she gets the ball out. Lopes fans were hoping for maybe.
And Cox is already back into the back line. How did she get back?
I lost track of her.
What?
DeWall. Oh, and they lose the ball in midfield. Put it ahead to Mina. Keeper comes out once again.
The back line just misjudged that. One player stepped, and not everybody did, so that holds Mina onside.
Ooh, nice play there on the far side. Cook. Cook, a move, the shot, high. Boy, she let it go from distance once again.
Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty open game.
Yeah. Sandra Hill's going to check in as we check out the replay.
1 step over, 2 step overs.
And boom.
It nearly looked like it took a deflection there off of Brown at the end.
Well, what do you think? Wide open game, about 17 minutes to go. Can't really even handicap who's the favorite to get one here. They're both just letting it fly.
I have no idea. It's really open. Look at all this space. The defense is just dropping off and allowing each team to run at them.
Chance inside, the shot, the goal! Utah Valley strikes first in the 74th minute. And Frosch unhappy with herself, but to your point, let him get ahead of steam, and it didn't work out for GCU this time.
What a good finish. So many forwards would take another touch there, and McCarter realizes that she's in enough space. If she takes another touch, the shot is off, and she just toe pokes it with her far foot, her right foot. It goes in the far corner. That is a beautiful goal by McCarter.
Gosh, almost just a redirect in mid-stride there. The great pass.
It's so good.
Watch it one more time here. Thing of beauty here for the Wolverines.
And the ball in.
Oh, beautiful.
Looks to be from Weber that plays the ball in, and she's been huge for them in the midfield all day long. It's a great entry ball and a spectacular finish. I'm telling you, not many players would do that. Take it first time, and it was the perfect choice from McCarter.
McCarter in the 74th minute here gets Utah Valley on the board. And that might be enough. We'll have to see who was that assist went to. It's hard to tell.
Too many long-haired blondes on this. Just in the midfield of Utah Valley, it seems like they all have the same hair.
Yeah, it was a great pass, though. Lopes now have to answer. We had a 1-0 match earlier today, and the way this one's going, every team's getting chances. Assist by Lisa Stowe, it says here. Yeah, they're crediting it to number 29, Lisa Stowe. But as you said, there's about
I don't
5 blonde ponytails out there.
I don't think that was her, just because of her position.
Here it comes in, the header. Cox can't get it to go.
And those are moments, we talked about how it's going to be the little moments in the game, right? This is a Utah Valley team who just took the lead. There's 15 minutes left. You cannot let the best header on Grand Canyon be open in the box on a free kick.
Well, Lopes now, about 15 minutes to go here in this one. Will that hold up? You know, a 1-0 taking this long to get there, you'd think it'd hold up, but the way this has been going back and forth, as you mentioned, the defenses are almost standing flat-footed. They're too far up, and these attackers are getting a full head of steam.
And right before they scored, I said, I have no idea how this is going to go because I expect Utah Valley to lock it down a little defensively and be more compact, not worry so much about attacking, but we'll see.
Cameron Larson into the game. Larson in the thick of that one. Benedetti trying to control it. Pushed down by number 13, Amber Tripp. So the Lopes will have a strike here from decent distance.
And Cook will hit it with her right foot. I like an outswinger here. I think it gives her teammates opportunity to get on the end of it.
Puts a foot into it. Out comes Nielsen. Ooh, the header from her defense.
But that's why the outswinger is so dangerous. It's in a spot where Nielsen thinks she can get it, but it's too far out of her reach. It was almost, I think it was a perfect ball by Cook, just nobody on her team coming across the face of goal.
Strong header right back at the goalie there.
I don't think she realized how far Frosch had come out of her goal.
So now the clock, the friend of Utah Valley and the enemy of GCU. Oh, GCU, a chance. Cook, it got through everybody, but Nielsen out there. And Benedetti's going to think about those 2 shots that she had earlier. A couple of them defensed nicely as they were trying to get back. The open net with Benedetti on the attack. Bounces high. Cook waits for it. Does Cook have that magic again that she had 2 nights ago? To Nichols. They want to get it to Benedetti, I would imagine. Now they reverse it. Back to Cook. There it is to Benedetti. Bruce is right there, though.
It's a good header by Bruce, too.
Cox. The pass it to Larson. Little push from behind. No call there. No harm. Ooh, over Cox's head.
Look at Mac.
Edwards will play it back to Frosch. Back to Cox. 11 minutes to go. Edwards right to Bruce. Oh, and this is good to see. Number 17, Kelsey Smith, coming back into this contest. She thought she might even have a severe injury, but she's coming right back in, so that's good to see. Devara checking in as well.
Yeah, that is good.
Boy, tough kid. She was in a lot of pain when she came off.
Right.
Nice passing there. Nichols. Partially taken out here.
Smith is also a senior, though, so you got to think that she's wanting to push through anything right now.
Trip. Round again, do a little push in the back. No call. That was pretty obvious from our angle, but no call. The official was at a different angle. Chris LeMay arguing about that one along with his assistant coaches.
Can she throw?
And the referee making Smith go a lot further back.
Is Smith going to throw the ball in? She's definitely favoring the left arm. She has it.
Devera getting held. Can she get to it? She can't. Boy, no call there. Looked like Devera was getting held as she came down the side. A good defensive play, though, by McCormick.
This is what I mean. It's going to be a heated game, and you want to play on as much as you can. But at some point, you have to tell a player that they're going to get a card. They have to get a card. Otherwise, it just gets out of hand, and there's too many fouls that don't end up being called because it's just a play-on situation, as opposed to the other ones that do get called are just a foul.
Tries to get it over Bruce's head and can't. That one's sent in. Oh, Devera with the chance. Gets around. Devera, oh, nice slide tackle there by Utah Valley, Lindley Brown. Boy, she's made a couple of defensive plays. Both of them kind of saving things here. Ball had gotten a little out of whack a couple of times as she came flying back into this scene. Time running out on GCU. Utah Valley about 8.5 minutes away from advancing back to the championship. Devera. Cook. Lofts one. And goes out. And McCain coming back in for GCU. Weber back in. McCain in for Wong. Weber in for Brindley Nelson. This is kind of what we saw Seattle. They were just trying to keep the ball away from the opponent toward the end there. UMKC not giving me even a chance. Benedetti. Devara. Devara finds it. Fighting in the side there. Tipped out. Devara the throw in. Benedetti. Back to Devara. Devara tripped as she goes around, trying to get around McCormick. So it's about 6 minutes and 40 seconds. You'll see it right here, kind of the grab and then let go real quick.
Devara wants to turn. She wants to spin and get face towards goal. McCormick just plays her too tight and lunges at the last minute. This is a good spot for Cook. Again, I like when she sends an outswinger because when the ball comes back, everyone's crashing the goal and it has an opportunity just to hit anybody and go towards Grand Canyon's goal.
Cook looking for a head, goes the other way, stays in, and then cleared out over the head of the defender. Nicely done by Utah Valley. Just looking for a carom there, something they could do something with. 6 minutes to go. Rivera trying to get it to Cook. Bruce. Ooh, almost got it taken away by Benedetti. Ooh. Benedetti, a slide tackle. McCormick sends it over the head of Cox.
It's a good idea by Tripp, but she has to pull it farther out of the box. It can't be something that the goalkeeper can be able to pick up.
Brianna McCarter's goal in the 74th minute, looking like it might hold up here. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left in this one. 1-0 Utah Valley. Fight for it. Won by GCU there. Nichols trying to get it past Bruce. Tripp just trying to get the ball on the other side. Be a throw-in for GCU, but time running out on the season. Got Emma Kane down the left side, but Stowe on her. Now they get it to Kane. She'll go past Stowe, try to. Oh, Devara's there, and Devara taken out again. I think they might get a card on that one. Yeah, our first yellow card comes out.
That's probably the first time Lindley Brown didn't have a perfectly timed tackle in this game. She just comes in a little bit late and gets Devara, clips her on her leg. That's a tough foul. Good to see Devara up and in the box. Now this ball from Cook's going to be an in-swinger. It's going to go towards the face of goal. So what's important here for GCU, they got to get across the face of the goalkeeper. They can't make this easy for Nielsen. Runs towards the near post or what's going to help in a little flick, just a little flick towards goal.
So waiting here. The shot. Oh, and out goes Nielsen to snag the ball out of the air. Well, we've seen Nielsen be very aggressive at times, and that time, man, she went for it and plucked it out of the air.
One of the descriptors her coach LeMay said about her is she's brave, and that's exactly what she exemplified right there, coming out into the mix and just holding on to the ball in a moment that a lot of keepers would drop that ball.
A couple of substitutions here. Ashlyn Farnes coming in for Utah Valley. Hannah Bruce to throw it in. Smith will play it back to the keeper. 4 minutes left in this one. Lopes had a 1-0 lead until 4 seconds to play on Wednesday, and they got a penalty kick. Can they get some magic the other direction?
And they've left Madison Cox up front and just keep her up there as a target player. They're going to be sending a lot of balls into the box. Can she get onto the end of it and just keep it alive? It doesn't have to be her that scores it.
Cook with the cross, looking for Cox, the header. Another header right to the keeper. Well, they're trying to get it to their tall defensewoman, and she got the first header, Devera the second. Three minutes, 15 seconds to go. Utah Valley just wanted to take time off that clock. Keep it running. Benedetti, a lot of space over here on the right side. Smith, looking the other direction, sends it in, nobody there. Stowe. Two and a half minutes to play here. To Kane. Kane. Two on her there. Kicked out. Open the game. To Cox. Cox flips it up. Devara. And Bruce punts it up high. There's Benedetti on the right side. Benedetti going to go to work. Bruce on her. Gets across. Nobody there for GCU. Kicked out by Utah Valley. Minute 55. Boy, Benedetti with a slide cross there. They're trying to get it to her. They throw it in the corner. Devara hustling down there. Can she get in there? Tries to save it, and she's thrown down. No call. It's going to be a goal kick. They were both hustling for the ball. A lot of contact, but as you've said, now we got a whistle and stopping the clock with 88:30, and the refs are going to have a conversation about this one. And it's going to be a goal kick. Crowd doesn't like it, but I got to tell you, Jordan, we've seen this kind of play the entire way. To your point, only one yellow card. It just came about a minute and a half ago.
And
so why not keep playing that way?
I think the tone was set early on, and sometimes I'm not saying I could be a good ref because it's a hard job, but I think that by giving a yellow card a little bit earlier in the game, a lot of these unnecessary tackles would have been avoided.
And Utah Valley trying to control here. Smith, maybe the last gasp for GCU. They put it down there. Devera coming in. Can she get to it? She can't. Ball kicked out. A minute to go here. Benedetti looking to throw it in. Under a minute to go. Nowhere to go. To Devara. Back to Benedetti. Benedetti waiting. To Devara. Goes one way. Tries the kick. And corner kick for GCU. They're going to have to hustle. Cook streaking down the sideline. Streaking down the sideline. 89-25, 30 seconds. Last chance for GCU. Crowd on its feet. Utah Valley trying to hold on. The kick goes in, out. That might do it. 25 seconds to go. The Lopes trying to track it down. GCU, the keeper, Frosch, all the way in the play. Bruce kicks it toward the middle of the field. We got a whistle, and it's going to be a Utah Valley kick, and that might put an end to it. The Lopes are going to come up short. Utah Valley, the number 2 seed, is going to advance to the finals. And that's going to be the game. Utah Valley gets a score in the 74th minute by Brianna McCarter. Just a beautiful play on the assist by Sydney Fitzpatrick. And that ends the Lopes season and their run in the tournament. GCU 6-13-2 on the year. And the Wolverines 10-11 on the season. 5-2 in conference, get a chance to play Seattle University once again in the championship round. They did it in 2015, and Utah Valley won that one and advanced to the NCAA regional. So we are set the 2 seed and the 4 seed Sunday at 1 p.m. It's 1 p.m. local time here, and if you're one of the folks in every other part of the country for the most part other than Arizona and you change your clocks, it will be 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So for the folks in Seattle, that'll be noon your time, and the folks in Utah Valley, it'll be 1. Seattle versus Utah Valley right here on the WAC Digital Network in the championship of the 2017 WAC tournament. You see the bracket there. Seattle got there, a 3-0 victory over New Mexico State on Wednesday, and then a 1-0 victory over the top-seeded Kansas City Roos. Grand Canyon got a win, 2-1 in overtime, an exciting game on Wednesday to get to the semifinal number 2. And Utah Valley got the win here, 1-0 your score in regulation, and a great job by Utah Valley to get that victory. Hard-fought battle. Fans here in Arizona cheering the Lopes on a great season. A lot of hugs going around for GCU, especially for their keeper down there, Blakely Frosch, the first-team All-WAC senior, playing her last game here. And we will go down to the field momentarily and talk with one of the players or coaches. But Utah Valley over there right now in a huddle, getting a talking to by the head coach, Chris LeMay. A gutty performance for these Wolverines. I mean, it was a physical contest to Jordan's point that she talked about throughout the game. No yellow cards till late. So, man, boy, these ladies were flinging their bodies around and playing a very, very tough contest. So now we will go down to the field. Jordan Angley with the hero of the game for Utah Valley, Brianna McCarter.
It'll be short. Thanks, Michael. Bree, you get the game winner tonight. And it was a class goal because a lot of players would take another touch there. What did you see when that all opened up?
I don't know. I saw the net in the back of my head. I knew that the goalie was kind of pushed over to the far post, and I just went for it.
Feels good, I'm sure, to send your team into the final. How do you guys now regroup and take on a Seattle team on Sunday?
I think we're just going to do the same exact thing that we did today. I think we had a lot of class, a lot of confidence out there. We were composed, but yet we had a lot of fight in us. Yes. So I think that we'll just build off of that and be even better on Sunday.
I like the strategy. Yeah. Good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Michael.
Thanks, Jordan. Great job by all the folks running the show here. And 2 really good matchups. Seattle U, they've pretty much cruised into this championship round. Played very good contests against New Mexico State and Kansas City. Very much in control. This one was just a slugfest. So many missed opportunities. You see Benedetti with a couple right there, and Cook can't get it done. And finally, in the 74th minute, Brianna McCarter gets the pass from Sydney Fitzpatrick, puts it in the back of the net, and we have our final set for 1 p.m. local time. Seattle U, the number 4 seed, against Utah Valley, the number 2 seed. Thanks for everyone for watching. Hope to see you on Sunday. For Jordan Angley, I'm Michael Potter. Thanks again. This is the 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament on the WAC Digital Network. We'll see you Sunday.